So we're looking at Chrome Songmaker to do this composition if you haven't got any other software to do it on. And the problem is with this software is you will have to do this task all in one. I'm afraid if you won't be able to save it and come back to it, it does make it tricky to do that. You can send yourself a link and go back to it, but it's a little trickier to do. So just be aware you might want to do all this in one rather than come back to it in bits and pieces. Okay, so let's take a look at Songmaker generally. Hopefully you've watched the videos that I gave you to look at, so you'll have a little bit of an idea of how it works. So first of all, we have our sounds. So down at the bottom left, so we have marimba, piano, strings, woodwind, synth, and then back to marimba. And same for drum kit. So we have electronic sounds, blocks, kit, conga, and back to electronic. We have our tempo slider. It's currently set at 120, which you can type in a tempo, or you can use a slider if you prefer. Okay, so you can also use the mic as demonstrated on the videos. Feel free to have a play with that, but you won't necessarily need it for this pattern, for this composition. Settings. This is the important part. So first of all, I would like you to go to 16 bars, which is the most you can do, 16 bars. We do want 4 beats per bar, so that's okay. And we are going to split our beats into 2, so we can leave that setting. We don't want it on a major scale, however. I'd like you to set it to pentatonic. We talked about the pentatonic scale, 5 notes. The reason we're using this is because pretty much however you stack the notes on top of each other, they will sound quite good. So that's why we're using the pentatonic scale. Middle C is fine because it just gives us a pitch range, and that's nicely in the middle of a piano keyboard. And I'd like you to take it for 3 octaves instead of 2, simply because that gives you space then to do more layers and to change things as you go on in your piece. Okay, so back to the grid. So you should be able to see now that our grid has 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the last octave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 3 octaves. Use a slider to get you up and down if you need to. Again, you can see the bars are divided into beats, and each beat is subdivided into quavers. You can see each bar is shaded differently, and you would use the slider. Okay. So, things to think about. You've got space to put layers. It's quite tricky, line backwards, scrap paper maybe, as to how you're going to do this. But if you watch all the rest of the videos, I'll take you through all the different techniques and how you might use them on Songmaker, and then you can use your own creativity to decide which you're going to use and how many you can combine in one piece. Okay? When you've finished, you go to save, and then you have this link, and that link is what you need to upload to me on Shobi into the minimalism composition section. So that link is what you would send to me. You can also download the WAV file, which means you can sort of have the tune on your phones, or you can play it to people. You can send it to people maybe by email or whatever, so they can listen to it as well. You can send them the link, but you can also download just an audio file. There you go, gentlemen. Enjoy.